Hello everyone and welcome to Infused Transitions. I am so glad that you are here. Sorry, I was looking to see if I had my hand lotion. Anyways, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you guys are here. I appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who are new, if you're wanting to know more about how I read, because I am an intuitive reader and you can look in the description box for what that means. For those of you returning, thank you guys for so much for your constant continued support. I truly, truly greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And for those of you who give me those thumbs up, you guys are my rock stars. I thank you so much for those. I appreciate all of you. And just everyone who comes by, stops by, we hope that you enjoy the reading, enjoy the channel, and that you decide to subscribe and become a part of us. We're going to jump in. Today, this is what I'm starting out with was an Akashic message, Akashic information. Please understand these are general, so take what resonates for you and leave the rest. That should always be the case, and no matter what we're talking about. And I mean what we as in humanity in general and in life and all that kind of good stuff, you know, always weigh everything for yourself, not because someone said so or something. Anyways, this is where we're going to begin. I do have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, which my mistake a few readings ago, I had said I had this one and I called it one of the other decks, and that's the correction. There you go. I also have my Friends Tarot in case we need them. And we're going to get going. It's actually was very cold this morning, so no going outside today. You know, it is December, so. Okay, let's see. What messages do you have for our collective? And please note that all these readings are timeless, so whenever you find a reading is the right time for you. All decks get shuffled when I put them away. They get shuffled when I bring them out, and I try to always remember to shuffle on camera. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can do 3. First one out, number 29, is protection. And I love this imagery because the protection is lit up. I love how the protection is lit up. And it has that umbrella effect. I love that. Knowing that you're protected, maybe some of you are feeling insecure. Maybe some of you are feeling that you don't feel like you're protected. Okay, 30, release and let go. We can transform things when we release our tight grip on them. And I would also venture to say when we are willing to look at them from a different perspective. And we can't do that if we're holding on to them so tightly, right? But if we let them go, we allow for pressure release. We allow for a bird's eye view, a different perspective, which opens up the door for us to be able to have healing, better understanding, a shift in not only perspective, but a shift in, like quite literally, can bring in a shift for our reality. Sorry guys, I got to do this because my hands are like really dry, and it's driving me crazy. Thank you for being patient. Oh, got some on there. Oh, that's okay. Okay. And then the third one out, we have Truth and Justice. Wow. Okay. Number 42. Okay. 42. So here's the thing. With Truth and Justice coming out, making itself known, there may be, for some of you, maybe you're going through some legalities. But that doesn't necessarily have to be that. It can be a balancing of the scales on an energetic level in another multiverse, another reality, you know, dimension, etc. Just knowing that you are protected. I would also say it's about being proactive, releasing what this is, and that doesn't mean that you know, when we're being challenged with something, everybody's like, well, you just need to let it go. You know, and it's like, well, that's a lot easier said than done. Or, well, you just need to not think about it. And it's like, again, a lot easier said than done. At the same time, there is value in what they say. It's just a lot of people say that, and then we're like, okay, but I don't know how to do that. So I would say, depending on what you're going through, and you're the only one who can make that call, you know, finding that help and support that you need to help you get through things. You know, and again, like, whatever that help is, and I would say, please note that if you're looking for professional or professionals, they're out there. It's just, you know, again, you need to go do your legwork, your phone calls, find those that work with you to address whatever your situation is. And that, you know, I'm not that. So, you know, in the sense of, if you're looking for legal or psychological, you know, licensed counseling, medical, you know, whatever, that is not here. So with that said, though, I would say that there are things here that you feeling like you need to be protected. Call in the protection. Again, being proactive, call in your protection. And a lot of times that can mean taking steps here in the literal world, the material world, this reality, this you know, this dimension. And it can also be calling in your protection spiritually, calling in your angels, calling in, you know, God, Most High, Spirit, whatever that is for you. You know, calling in your team to come together and bring you your, and I would say, I would even go beyond the umbrella of protection and saying, put me in a bubble, put me in that bubble, that lit up bubble of protection, your sphere of your divine love, light, and life, you know. We are also being told very, very clearly that when we hold tightly onto something, we're keeping it crushed and smothered, so it can't even open up and become the butterfly. It can't transform and be something new and something different if we're constantly hanging on to it so that it cannot transform. It can't do that if we're holding on to it so tightly. But we do see that we do have justice coming, and truth will come out. For some of you, you may be finding feathers. You may be finding feathers along the way. Okay, so before we get into the regular tarot, let's just take a look at the Akashic Tarot. Oh, hold on, we got... I think it's over here. Yep. All right. They said no, you need to look at that. So we'll set that aside. Okay, before I even get started. So what does it say? Diversify. Isn't that what we were just talking about? It's like, it's not calling in and relying on just one form or one thing. It's pulling together your different resources from different directions and bringing together your new team, your new support system, your new things you have in place all around you to help you, support you, to assist you, for protection, for just whatever it is you're needing. And we can see here that she has 4 scrolls on the table and 1 in her hands. And then she has a stack of books over here. And I feel, and it's like, okay, but she's here. She's right there on the, I don't know, terrace, balcony. I guess it'd be a balcony because it looks like it's elevated and up in the air. She's got this beautiful overlook view. And again, we talked about perspective. By letting things go, you allow your perspective to shift, and you're able to get a bigger vision of something, a bigger understanding, being able to see a picture more clearly because you have that overview. It's diversity, and I would say diversify. You know, it's about bringing in all those different resources, just making sure you've done your legwork and your checking and your due diligence to make sure that whatever you're combining together is truly on the up and up, and it's truly, you know, legit, whether that is in this reality or some other one. The Muse. Okay. And we have the Four of Scrolls on the bottom of the deck, and it says the Karmic Trench. Okay, we're going to look at that in a moment. So let's look at the Muse. So when we ask what is a muse, it's like, well, what is your muse coming in to help you shift this, right? It's like, what is that thing, that inspiration, that guidance, that support, with that fountain of ideas that things flow from? And it's like she has, looks like cherry blossoms, but I'm not sure if they are. It's like the woman is inside this bubble, a sphere of protection. She's inside this bubble, which I would say then that your muse or your ideas, I don't want to say that because not everybody's going to be that in tune to know that. So, okay. So that's why they were showing me. Okay, I understand. So I was going to say, I don't want to say that because I was going to say, well, just know that your muse is protected, because I don't know if you can see that, but she's actually inside a sphere. And then she sits up on this pedestal. And it was like, yeah, I don't want to say that because a lot of times, especially when we're newer on a journey, we can just take it for granted that somebody else, she said, you know, she said, or he said, go, you know, that no matter, you know, your muse is protected. So that means that I can just jump on the bandwagon of whoever's the first person who gives me an idea. And I can say that person's my muse, or that source is my muse, or that thing is my muse. And you haven't even done your due diligence to make sure, is that information in the purity of divine love and light? Is that information aligned with you and your soul? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I was like, I don't want to say that because there's people who aren't going to know that. And they're like, yeah, but look deeper, look at it more. What do you notice? What do you notice? And then I drew my eye to the pedestal. And that's what they're saying is exactly. That's the message. You can have a muse or muses, but don't put them on a pedestal. Don't think that they're better than you. Don't think they know more than you, because in the end, at the end of the day, you're the one that has to determine and decide through free will, free choice, hopefully through discernment, hopefully through being grounded to the core and the heart of Mother Gaia, as well as being connected to God, utmost high, spirit, source, whatever that is for you. Hopefully you have both of those connections happening, as well as with your own soul, to be able to determine, is this for me? Is this for me? Is this aligned? And I'm hearing a very loud plane going overhead right now, which just made my dog go away. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's really loud, and it's really low. But that to me is always part of the reading. When we have outside noises, it's like, yeah, see, pay attention to this. This can transport you to this releasing. And when releasing is what's going to bring you your truth and your justice. And there's nothing wrong with looking for ideas and concepts and then running them through your discernment, your filter. You need to be the one to make choices and decisions and decide, is this for me? And if it is for me, and I've ran it through all my stuff and I'm feeling confident that that is for me, how does then that look like and translate to when I use it pertaining to me? So I think a lot of times we get into this mindset that life just happens to us. And that's not true. It's like, and then there's times that we can have this attitude, well, I'm being punished. And again, I don't believe, and this is my perception. So, you know, don't bash me in the comments. You know, I'm just saying, maybe consider that maybe that's not true, right? for me, my perception is, and I used to believe that. I used to believe, oh my gosh, I'm just being punished, and I must have done something, blah blah blah, and go through this whole thing. And I learned though that it's not about being punished. It's about things playing out, right? We make a choice or decision over here, and sometimes it can be so long before this other thing, the outcome shows up, that we don't even remember the decision over here. Or we don't remember this minute thing that we thought and said and did, and that we thought it was minute and that it was unimportant, and it actually, everything has a ripple effect, right? Everything creates something. So yeah, I feel like they're saying, don't put the muse on a pedestal. It's okay to take ideas, and there are ideas out there that can help you to blossom, which we see from all of these huge amount, to me, of cherry blossoms. And they're just like everywhere. But, we can have that beauty, but again, it's just be mindful and don't put something else on a pedestal. It feels like there's this truth or justice that can come in for you. It's there for you. They're calling you to bring in that diversity. It's okay to have the muse or muses. It's just making sure that you're really actively being involved in your creation process. What are you creating? What is your creation that you're going to create over here while you're in this part of your journey? A big part of it is letting things go, putting together your team, using multiple sources, and again, using that creativity. You can take ideas and stuff from whatever your muse is or the suggestions other people give you, but then it's about shifting it to make it something that is uniquely you and yours. The Four of Scrolls here, we have the Karmic Trench. The Karmic Trench. Now, what I find really, really interesting about this is, so to me, Karmic Trench talks about something that is very deep, that is, I'm hearing like it goes way back, right? It goes way back. Like you're right up here and this goes way back. I mean, if you really look at that, it just keeps going and going and going. This can be, something that is your personal karma. It can be something that is ancestral. It can be something from another lifetime. It can be somebody else's trench, but so to speak, but that you're part of it. Like you figure a lot of, again, no one's an island unto themselves. There's that ripple effect, right? And we can make choices and decisions that get us involved with people, places, things, events, situations, ideas, concepts, beliefs, etc. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But they aren't always originally ours, but we become a part of it because somewhere along the line, we've made a choice to become a part of it. The thing is about karmic trenches, they can take a lot of work. And sometimes it can go on for lifetimes. And then maybe this is the lifetime finally where it's like, but instead of just continuing to dig these trenches over and over, maybe I can start to plant something new. Maybe I can have all this new creativity, all these new diverse ideas and things that I'm going to put together, right? And I can plant something from that. And I've even got a whole bunch over here waiting for me to plant even more. So I do feel like a lot of times we miss that because we just get so wrapped up in looking at, I'm digging the trench, I'm digging the trench, I'm digging the trench. We forget that we even have these seeds that we could plant something and change its story, change the landscape. Because think about that. If you see a freshly plowed field, if the farmer never did anything with it, eventually it's going to dry out, it's going to erode, and things are just going to go to garbage after that, right? But when we plant our seeds, we nurture them, we take care of them, and then eventually we have this whole crop that we get to harvest, and they serve purposes as well, multiple purposes, and one of those is giving us even more seeds to plant some more. So I do feel like this is a very clear message for you guys. And if this resonates with you, you can, let me know that down in the comments below. But I do feel like, too, it's also important to encourage, to just encourage you. I have been through some pretty horrific and traumatic things. And there are so many times I've wanted to give up, and so many times I felt like it was pointless, because it was like, it just doesn't matter what I do. I would just, and it's like, and I would, it wasn't just the work I did. I would go to other professionals and, don't get me wrong, everything that we did, they all did something. They all moved things. They all shifted things. And it took me a really long time to come to this understanding that, and this isn't going to be the case for everybody. There were a lot of things, not only from this lifetime, but from many, many lifetimes, that are still being played out, or were still being played out, that, I'm talking double digits in years of working, trying to heal different things and break different patterns. Some my own, some inherited, some not just inherited from my family, but societal, from humanity, from, blah, blah, blah. And it took me a long time to get to a place to realize I'm not being punished. This is about taking control. This is about being proactive. This is about doing my part to shift my reality. Not saying it's easy, not saying it's simple. And I needed a lot of encouragement. And one thing that somebody said to me that just really stuck out to me was, she had said, I understand why you feel like nothing you're doing is working. And I said, good. Can you enlighten me? And she said, yes, of course. The thing is, you have done so much work, and I can see that. And I blah, blah, blah. And the bottom line, it all came down to, is that all the work I've been doing, there was so much that had to be done on a micro level. My most internal micro selves, plural, that's why I hadn't seen it already happening in my macro. And yes, eventually that started to change, and so on and so forth. But again, it's like, it can be easy to give up. It can be easy to give up, but it calls on your bravery, your courage, your tenacity, your warrior spirit to not give up. So anyways, guys, that's a message I have for you. I hope that it made sense to you. I hope it helped you in some way. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you please. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. All those things do matter to YouTube, and they do help to get the videos in the channel into the algorithm, so that more people who could benefit from the messages have the opportunity to show up for them. Also, in the community section, just because I can't figure out how to post it in the regular feed. But if you go to the tabs, if you go to my channel, and then, you see those tabs across the top where you can watch, shorts, videos, and I don't know what else is listed there, but then there's also community. If you click on the community, you'll see that there are two different polls there, where I'd like to get your guys' feedback, your ideas, your vote on what types of readings you would like to receive and see here on the channel. So if you're interested in doing that, head on over to the community and do that. You can leave your comments about the reading in the description box below. Please remember to be kind. There's nothing wrong with being honest. Just remember to communicate in a way that you would wish to receive that same information. So until next time, guys, many blessings and high vibes. Bye.